Hi everyone, I'm Casey Williams. Since the 1950s, the Mercedes sports cars have been some of the most desirable cars in the world, especially those at the top end of the range. We're talking about cars like the 300 SL Gullwing, the SLR McLaren, and the more recent SLS Gullwing Mercedes. But the car I'm most excited about right now is the car over my shoulder. It's the Mercedes-AMG GT-S. Let's go take a look at it. I could probably just show you this view and end this video right now, and you'd be absolutely sold on the car. But this car is a lot more than just a familiar nose and a beautiful hood. It's got LED headlamps, projector beams here, LEDs below. I just like the way the car sits. It's planted over the wheels, 19-inch alloys in the front, 20-inch in the rear. The red AMG brake calipers. Side strakes here, the bi-turbo. I think it's very beautiful. Even the mirrors, just a very elegant post for them. The thing that really sets this car apart, and it's when you come around the back and you start to see the profile of it, that you really know who this car is targeted at. It's targeted at the Porsche 911, and you really do get that sloping back, that planted rump. It's got a pop-up spoiler, LED tail lamps, the twin exhausts, and you just know this car is meant to go fast. Well, what makes all this possible is the engine. In this case, you've got a 4-liter bi-turbo V8, delivers 503 horsepower. If you're worried about gas mileage, you get 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 miles per gallon on the highway, and this does have the auto start-stop technology that pauses the engine at a stoplight. For a car of this caliber, getting 22 miles per gallon on the interstate is plenty of power. This car also has a manually shifted 7-speed automatic transmission, so it's actually very nice. You can easily drive around town. When you get on the highway, you can really stomp it, or you find that curvy 2-lane road and you really just want to drive it. It's got the paddles to shift it as you choose. Well, if you're looking for a really comfortable Mercedes sports car, you'd want to look at the SL, the vehicle below this one. But for what this car is, being just one step removed from a race car, it's actually a very nice, comfortable place to ride. Drove it about 2.5 hours a day on the interstate, and it was perfectly fine. It was quiet enough. You could hear the Burmester audio system. You know, the heated brown leather seats are fantastic. You know, the console, you got some storage, USB ports for your phone and audio connections. It's also got Bluetooth. You got dual zone automatic climate control. And then you also have Mercedes infotainment system here. This controls the touchscreen, controls audio, navigation, everything here as well. Shifters here. Most of these buttons are part of their adjustable performance package. So you can set the car for comfort, and the suspension's soft enough. It's compliant. Again, it's not going to ride like a luxury car, but for a supercar, it's fairly compliant. So you can use this to adjust the suspension, the stability control system, the exhaust tone. When you turn it on to sport mode, it sounds like hell erupting. I love that button a lot. And this changes the programming for the manual or the automatic transmission in the manual mode. So again, sport makes things just a little more aggressive, a little more sensitive. Comfort makes it a little more comfortable. You can also put it on I, and you can configure these in any configuration you want. So if you like a softer suspension and stiff steering, you can configure the car for that. But overall, you can take this car. I would drive it, 10, 12 hours on the interstate, and I'd be fine with it. It's got enough luggage space. But if you want something a little bit more comfortable, you might want to look at the other Mercedes in the lineup. If I could afford this car, I'd probably be on my way to the dealership. It makes obnoxious power, interior is beautiful, I like the exterior styling, and I could look at the view through the windshield to the hood all day long. But price does factor in, and unfortunately I can't afford it, but you might be able to. So base price is $129,000, just over $129,000. This one all ends $146,330. If that sounds expensive to you, remember the SLS Gullwing that it replaces was nearly a $200,000 car. So think of it as an SLS with a big discount. Well, until next week, we have another great car. See you then. Storm forward.